Hey everybody, welcome to Stocks Numbers Trading. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave. It's 11 a.m. Eastern. It's Wednesday, July 22nd. Thanks everyone. Welcome everybody. We're going to go for a couple hours here and we're just going to go over today's top news and then we'll get right into the charts. And today we're going to start off with US30 Dow Jones first and then we'll do gold. Just a recap, if you were with us yesterday, here was when we kind of ended the call on that sell setup we took on the Dow. It played out perfectly on this candle right here at 12:55 p.m. Eastern, where it pinned it right up here at this red line. The number was 52,400, and when we look back over here where we mapped it out, it was these bodies on Monday to start right at 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and then we can see the next day this day at the Wall Street market open is when they swept that liquidity, and you can see the trade that we got into right here. It was exactly right at that red line. That's where they pinned it, and that's where the move started to push down. We entered on the next candle. We waited at 1 p.m. and then we saw it come up blue, get rejected at that body, push down, take a sell here, and you can see it pushed down approximately right there for 80 pips with minimal drawdown, zero drawdown. We took our stop loss, brought it down, reduced our risk, and I exited my entire trade right here. But if you left a runner continue to push down, now you can see how the runner came all the way down, right down to this white line. The white line was that hourly support, and you can see when it got there, how it kind of consolidated and bounced off of this white line for the remaining part of the day. And then you can see how it really consolidated right at that hourly level, right around 52,230, and then broke down, traded at it, broke above it, used it as support, and we're going to go into trading today. Okay, guys? So that was just a little quick recap of yesterday. I hope you guys learned something from that. There was a lot to learn from yesterday's call. The prior trade we took on gold, I went on a buy to see if it would continue to the uptrend. I saw for 30 minutes, I was in that trade and it wasn't really moving anywhere. There was no buyers. So I exited. I lost 20 pips on that. And if I didn't exit there, it would have hit my full stop loss. So I want to teach that side of trading as well, where you don't have to marry a position. You can get into a buy or sell. And if you don't like the conditions, if you don't see that the buyers are entering or the sellers are entering, whether you're in a buy or sell, doesn't mean you have to hold on to the position and just hope for the best. If you see conditions are not going your way, there's nothing wrong with exiting, preserving your capital, and looking for another setup, looking for another trade. As you guys get more experienced and you guys start to understand patterns and price action and momentum and times of the day and news and things like that, you're gonna maybe start to change the way how you look at trading. So for some of you guys, maybe it will be for the better, and for some of you guys, maybe you're not looking to change anything. But I just want to offer some different insights and different approaches to trading. So hopefully everyone's learning, and we're going to continue to learn together. Okay, guys? So if you're just joining, again, we're going to start off with US30 first, do a top-down analysis, and then we're going to move into gold. Normally, we always start with gold on these calls, but we're going to switch it up. And don't forget Friday, guys. If you join us on Friday, we're going to do a little bit 1-minute analysis and 1-minute trading and analysis. Okay? So today's top news, just going over here. There was a little bit of news coming out of Europe, pre-London GBP news on their inflation CPI data. So that's already been released into the market. We had no North American news around 8:30 a.m. Eastern today, and no basic big Wall Street news. All we had was our crude oil inventories. If you look at oil right now, U.S. oil is trading around $87. Probably we're going to hit $100 a barrel, maybe come next week, if everything continues to intensify in the Middle East, which it is intensifying. As much as Donald Trump is saying that there's peace agreements, there's this, that, there's talks, there is not. There is a military action on all fronts, and that's why the price of oil is continuing to go up. So you will feel it at the gas station, going there today, tomorrow, next week, this weekend. I'm already seeing it at our gas stations here. A couple weeks ago, Regular gas over here in Canada was $1.30, $1.40 a liter, and now it's not trading. Well, it is trading. It's a $1.90 a liter right now, so it's gone up almost 50 cents in a matter of a week per liter. So I think it's going to hit close to $2 a liter, maybe come this weekend or next week. So the price of the barrel is going to continue to hit $90, maybe approach that $100 level. Okay, and it was trading at $65 a couple weeks ago. So if you're trading futures, would have been a great futures call to buy some call options of oil. If you saw that the Iranian Middle East tensions were increasing, you could have looked at those 70, 80, 90, $100 contracts and you'd be in the money right now. And you could be able to afford to pay for your gas for your vehicle. And right here, don't forget, guys, 3 p.m. Eastern, that's power hour. That's 1 hour before the stock market closes. We've got President Trump speaking. Okay, so I wouldn't suggest, I don't know if you want to trade at that time or maybe call it a day and just listen in on what's going on here, because power hour is the last hour of the stock market. Just in itself, power hour is a difficult hour to trade. There's a lot of volatility. There's a lot of volume. Day traders are exiting positions. Scalpers are scalping the markets. Swing traders are looking to maybe take on a position and hold it overnight for a couple days. It is Wednesday. It is midweek. Lots to do here. So if you don't decide to trade that power hour, we've got, and then on top of that, we got Donald Trump speaking. So he's due to speak at the Wheeler High School in Georgia. I have no idea what he's talking about, nor does anybody. He probably has a script, but he tends to go off script and then he'll talk about whatever he wants to talk about, okay? So just be careful if you're trading at this time because it could get volatile, okay? And then if you're trading later sessions in the Tokyo sessions, the Australia, the New Zealand sessions, we've got some high impact red folder news on the Australian dollar for the unemployment change and the unemployment rate, okay? And here's Trump right here saying, if Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, US will bomb and destroy one bridge, okay? So doesn't look like we're getting to peace talks over here. It looks like it's just, you make a move, I make a move. You do something, I'll do something. And it's all destroying bridges. This is infrastructure. So it's gonna cause devastation in Iran if they decide to shoot at some ships here, which Donald Trump is saying. Okay, so we'll see here. From this point forward, anytime the IRG of Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, whether it be a missile, rocket, drone, or any other device or weapon, the United States will bomb and destroy one bridge or power plant, including those located next to or in the city of Tehran. So things will be intensifying, okay? And just moving over here, every day-to-day news. Again, we're in the tech sector earnings, okay? So you're going to see a lot of tech names go through their earnings after hours this week and next week. We've got Alphabet, that's Google. Earnings offer a moment of truth in this tech stock battle. So we're going to see a lot of Magnificent Seven securities report their earnings. So if you're trading S&P 500 or NASDAQ, that could affect those indices quite a bit, okay? Super micro, this is SMCI. Stock soars on record $60 billion backlog. So over here on the trending tickers, SMCI is up 25% right now. It's up $6 per share, but it's a $30, it's trading at $30 right now. So that's a lot, 25%. Just of the share price value is up. If you had call options on SMCI going into this earnings and the stock price is up 25%, your options could be up 250% right now, and you'd be well into the money, even 500,000% options. So if you're in SMCI right now and you were following the tech earnings, congratulations, okay? If you are trying to sell SMCI into the earnings, you are deep in drawdown, okay? So that's why it's not easy to just play with earnings when you don't know what's going on with these securities or what's to come out. But if you've been following tech and AI in general, it's been pumping the last few months. That's what's carrying the stock market to all-time highs, okay? And just some other news. Intel to report Q2 earnings as chip stocks bounce off recent losses. NASDAQ leads stock slide with Google. Tesla earnings on deck. So we got Google. Tesla will be reporting earnings. You can listen in on the earnings calls as well. You can listen in to the CEOs talking. So if you're listening in on the Tesla earnings call, I'm sure at some point, 30 minutes in or 1 hour in, you're going to listen to Elon Musk. He'll be talking, answering questions, giving his guidance as to what Tesla is going to be doing in the near future. Maybe you can get some hints on there. So it's good to also, if you're a shareholder or looking to be a shareholder of one of these companies, to listen in on these earnings calls and listen to what CEOs are talking about. Okay. AT&T stock pops. This is a Dow Jones security. AT&T telecommunications stock pops after wireless subscribers top target. So AT&T is up over 3% right now. AMD, another big chip name over here in the semiconductor space, to invest up to $5 billion in Anthropic. They're up 3%. So lots going on. Tesla Q2 preview, sales jump, but Optimus and Robotaxi need more cash, okay? So if you're continuing to read some of these articles, there's lots in here. Oracle cuts 21,000 employees during the AI spending spree. So that's no surprise. AI is going to take over some of our jobs, and some of us are going to get unemployed due to AI, but also AI could open up new doors and new opportunities, what they're saying into space, creating new jobs for the future. But ultimately, it's gonna eliminate a lot of jobs as well. So that's technology, guys. You know, it's not new. This is not the first time technology has taken over and eliminated jobs. It happened in the early 2000s. It happened in the 70s and the 80s, and it happened in the 1930s and 40s. So, but for our kids' generation, we need to teach them some new skills, and they need to learn some new things if they want to continue to move forward in this future of technology. So a lot of stuff that you and we did, if you're my age or older, won't be existent anymore in the near future. So we do have to teach our kids some new skills, technology-wise, okay? So I'm trying to do that with my kids as well, teach them a lot about technology, because I believe that that's going to be the future for them, not for me, but for them. So I hope you guys are doing the same with your kids as well. Okay, guys, so that's the news today. You can read any one of these articles and learn more and more and more about whatever you're into. And guys, we do have a free Telegram channel. It's pinned at the top of YouTube. 200 viewers. Thank you, guys. If you can kindly leave us a like right now, subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. I have it out there for you guys. If we get 500 likes on any one of these calls, I'll randomly pick someone from YouTube for a free one-on-one with myself. Yesterday after the call, I looked, we had over 600 viewers, but we only had 350 likes. So we didn't reach it. So it's on the table again for today. And we'll see if we get there, okay? Everything you need in this free Telegram is available for you guys. It helps you guys out. You get all of our free links to join us on our YouTube channels. Recaps of Dave trading with the snipers before our session in the AM session, showing what they do over there. And also some before and afters for the trade signals and trade ideas we send out, and also the giveaways over here. So we had the winner that was announced, Hassan Shanghai. Congratulations to you. You won the 1 month premium plan with SST, and also the 1 month premium plan with the AI trade ideas, where you can just plug in a chart right over here, drop and drag it in, and it will spit out in 20 seconds its analysis, give you buy sell setups. All you have to do is put in the market type, whether you're trading spot Forex or you're trading futures. Put in the symbol, whether you're trading Bitcoin, NASDAQ, US30, gold, GBP, JPY, whatever it is, and put in your time frame and the current price. Drop in your chart. Within 20 seconds, you'll get a detailed analysis that could help you along the way, right? Guys, also, if you want to join SST after the call, we have a 50% off discount for the remaining month of July. So you have about a week and a half to act up on it, and you get 50% off on all premium plans. So you'll get the live sessions, all live Zoom sessions with no delay with myself and Dave throughout the week. You get all of the education on our website. You get the private Discord to trade 24 hours with all the snipers, the trade ideas and signals, and all of the indicators that we offer. So basically everything we do here at SST, you will be included. Also, if we do any boot camps, and we're probably going to do a new boot camp or a weekend crash course coming up, very, very soon, and you will be included in that as well. Okay, just use that code end of July 50 at checkout, and you can get in. Okay, and if you need any education or free blogs, it's all available for you on our website. Okay, guys. And finally, thank you to everyone who subscribed. We appreciate all of you guys. We're at 104,000 subs, and we're grateful for this, and we appreciate all of you guys that have hit the sub button and continuing to learn and earn with us, and hopefully take your trading to the next level. Okay, so my talk is done. Now it's the fun part. Let's get into the charts. Let's do a top-down analysis. We're going to get started on this security over here, which is Dow Jones US30. We had a nice sell yesterday and worked out perfectly. And we're going to see how it's trading this afternoon. And then we're going to go into gold. Okay. So welcome everybody on Zoom. Thanks everyone for joining. Daniela, Bruce, Krina, welcome. Sergio, welcome. Thank you. Nadine. Fuel sounds almost awesome. We are 2.25 in Germany per liter. Wow. So that's a lot. That's crazy. But it doesn't surprise me, but it's globally like this around the world. Krina, welcome. And everyone on YouTube from the top, thank you guys. Picasso Trades, welcome. Thank you for joining. YT6317, good morning to you. Walid, welcome to you too, sir. Lucy, good morning. And Remy, and thank you guys. Okay, so hopefully everyone is doing well, and let's get into this. Okay, so if you're trading right now, this is how US30 looks on the 5 minutes. Maybe some of you guys are in a buy, sell, waiting. I'm going to do an analysis, top down, start off on the daily. I'm going to go a little quicker, guys. I'm not going to analyze everything. I'm not going to do a whole full detailed top down starting from like down here and up here. I'm just going to do this zone over here. Okay. We're on our call for 2 hours. Maybe if I do have some time on the weekends, we can do we can open up again a Sunday call, and then we can do a thorough top down on 3 top securities on a Sunday and give you guys the charts and everything for the entire week. If that's something that you guys do like, maybe we can do that going forward for maybe once every 2 Sundays or something like that. If I'm home on the weekend, that's the big thing. Okay, so that's our all-time high. Dow Jones, 53,362 right there. Okay, so I'm just drawing an all-time high zone from the all-time high yellow line to those 2 bodies. Okay, just to establish a zone and stretch it into the future. Okay, so you see that these wicks here are lower highs. Today is a lower high, so we're kind of diverging away from the all-time high. Okay, if you want to draw a trend line like we normally do with gold, okay, you can start it at the all-time high. And remember, I'm a hugger. I like to hug, so I can go from the all-time high wick right there to the next wick, but I want to stay consistent with the wicks if you want to do that. I like to hug candles. I told you guys I'm a big hugger. If we ever meet in person, I'm going to give you a big hug. So I like to take it from the highest point, which is that wick of the all-time high, and bring it down to that first body right there. Once I make that hug, that connection, I continue to stretch it into the future. So you see how I'm hugging that body and I'm hugging today's body right there. So I can see that this day was an impulse break, and then it came back and closed inside the trend. This day was an impulse break and it closed inside the trend. Today was so far is an impulse break and it's trading right at the trend. Okay, so if I continue that, you can extend it and see. So if I start to see some volume closing above the orange line, then I start to see we're potentially getting a trend reversal taking place. Okay, so now some points of interest, some pivot points. Right over here was a daily pivot point. Let's draw a yellow line right here. See these 2 black candles, how it came down and closed right there. And then the next one opens right there. So that's a pivot location. And then I can go backwards and I can see that's where that body opened. This is where this crazy day, all of that opened and closed right at the yellow line. And then you can see I just have a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick at that yellow line. So to me, that's a great location to start off with a point of interest, okay? Can we continue to look further down? Here's another pivot point right here. So you see where the bodies stop, basically. The black candles come down and it stops right there, and it started the blue candle opening. And you can see that when it opened, it was initially bearish, but it didn't fill the wick for a new low. So we've got a higher low depth of market building. That's where I can start a support level. And you can see from the yellow line, look at what the gap down, that big bullish ignited candle is started right here on a Monday, June 29th. Okay, so it was a gap down, and I can see it's a bullish ignited candle because I also understand price action. And when I see that, I stretch it into the future, and then you can see Monday, it traded right into that green box and closed right at it. Yesterday, we traded bearish right into that, higher low. So you see how that green box is still holding. So stretch that green box into the future, right? You can see now how it's still holding up. Okay, so this could now form an area of support. If we come back down here again, maybe we'll wick off of it and continue to create like a double bottom and continue move. If it comes down and we close below that, we're going to flip that zone red, and then we got further pushing down, where you guys know what we do. We got to fill these wicks and then get down to that psychological number of 51,300 right there, right? And then you have another bullish ignited candle that opened up right below that yellow line. That's where you can have another green zone, like right there. There it is. Same bullish, same scenario right there and there. That's why trading is a lot of recognizing the same candles, recognizing the same patterns. And when you do that, you're going to become very consistent. It's going to be routine. Like, I can do this with my eyes closed. I can do this with one eye open. I can do this smoking a joint all day. I can do this traveling around the world all day. It doesn't matter, because I do the same consistent analysis every single day. It doesn't matter time frame what I'm trading, because all candlesticks have the same characteristics. It doesn't matter the security I'm trading. The only thing with the security is your preference. Whether if I'm trading this US30, I'm not paying any commissions. If I'm trading gold, I'm paying commissions. If I'm trading other securities, they might be more volatile than others. If I trade currency, I know currency is very stable and doesn't fluctuate, have crazy volatile moves or whipsaw moves. Currency is more of a beginner trading security. If you're a beginner or you want to learn the technicals, trade currency, trade the euro, trade the pound dollar. Those are great to get started. When you start to move into oil and gold and silver, it starts to get really volatile. So that's where you need a little bit more experience. US30, NASDAQ, and S&P are a little bit, you're trading US indices now. So you got to know a little bit about corporations. You got to know a little bit about companies as well, on top of everything else you need to know, okay? So see how I'm starting now? I got a few zones. Also, can I have a point of interest above me? Let's start right here. Let's look for a nice resistant point. So right over here is when we had these two blue candles come up. They closed right there. And then you see, I just have a wick, a wick, a wick, and a wick above. So I do not have any more blue volume closing above there, okay? So that's our resistance up here. And look at the number, 52,700. Okay, nice whole psychological number. That's where all of our sellers are established, okay? That's where the buyers, they've tried to break above there, but they have not closed with the volume above, okay? So now we're starting to move up. Let's follow now. Yesterday, remember yesterday we opened up, okay? It was very, very bullish, came back up, but it failed to fill Monday's wick, and it got rejected, and we closed right there. So see this yellow line that I've already established? Now I just want to drag it down to just put it right onto our close and our open of yesterday. Fresh volume. Look at the number. 52,225. Nice whole psychological number. So when we opened up, so I'm going to write right here on this yellow line, this is our opening price. This is, you know, on a candle, how you have the OHLC. This is our O. Okay, so far, that's our opening price. Okay, do you want me to make it a little bit bigger so you can see, or is it okay like that? Okay. And when we opened, it was not initially bullish. It was initially bearish. How can I tell? Because I understand that there's a wick. When it opened, it came down. It was black, 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 and it came right there. That's our lowest point of the day, 52,080. So right there is so far our lowest point of the day. I always use the low and the highs with a purple line. That's my lowest point. You see how it's above 50% of the previous blue candle? Okay, so it's still holding that 50%. This is our low of the day. Low of the day. So this is our L, right? Every candle has an OHLC. This is our low. Okay, and then we found some pending buyers waiting there. They got activated. We came back up to the opening price, and look at now the buyers are doing their job. Their job is to continue to backfill the previous wick, which they've done, and they've also filled Monday's wick. So Monday is the start of week, so we have a weekly high established today. It's right up there. Let's now go to the highest point and look at where the highest point is. It's right at that start of that big bearish candle on Friday. Okay, so those sellers are still there and they're pushing all of today's strong bullish volume back down to here. Okay, so this is our highest point of the day so far. Okay, this is the high of the day. Remember, no candle has closed yet, so these are just tentative right now. This is so far our high. OHLC, it can go higher, like that blue volume can continue to come right back up to that purple line and break and go even higher. Then our new high of the day will be targeting Friday's high up here, okay? So right now it's gotten rejected and come down to here. So do we have any points of interest like inside here that we can maybe establish where we're going right now or get some multiple touches of some wicks or anything like that? If you can't find anything, this is a lot of one-on-one calls I have with some snipers. They say, Ron, I can't find anything. So what I always tell them, and I tell myself too, when in doubt, if you can't find anything or figure out if there's a lot of wicks and you don't know which ones to pick, just go with the opening price, like this yellow line to the purple, and then just cut it in half. At least you're at the psychological midpoint. And then you can see if I did that, I'm right around 52,400. So I also have a psychological number. But most cases is just go with the freshest highs and lows of the previous candles. So if I was to locate yesterday's high, it's right there, right? Yesterday's high, and we're trading right at it right there, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I wanna just look at the overall pattern and see what is the overall trend, okay? So the overall trend is bullish because we're coming up from here. That's the all-time high. And now we have a little bit of a counter trade, like a selling pressure. But that even there, that selling pressure that came down there, that's still technically a higher low. And now it's bouncing. So we could technically come back up to this yellow line. And that's where we have those 3 impulse wicks right there. Could be another impulse. It could come up there and be a lower high, or we could fill those and then we're coming up to the all-time high again. And when we get up to the all-time high, we're either going to break for a new all-time high or double top and then we start coming back down. But we're not there yet, okay? So far, yes, it is bullish all time, but we still have to acknowledge this downtrend that's coming from this all-time high where it made that lower low, came back up, lower high. We got a new lower low. 2 days now, we've been coming back up, but it could come back up and then go back down for a new lower low. And then maybe down here, it's stronger at that supporting level. But so far, it's bullish right now, okay? So let's go with most recent. Yesterday and today is bullish. Okay, we've got higher lows and higher highs established. Let's break this down now daily onto the hourly. Let's go more into the hour, see how this volume is moving on the hour. Okay, we have a big bullish hourly candle here, Friday, 9 a.m. That's Wall Street. Okay, start to look at where the big body candles are and the timing. Look at right here. We have a big bearish candle, more volume right there. This is Monday, 8 a.m. 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Normally we have some North American news at that time. Look again, these 3 big bullish candles, the timing, Tuesday, 10 a.m., yesterday, 11 a.m., and then 12. This is when we took the sell. You guys remember? 12:55 and 1 p.m. right here. This was us selling. We sold right here. If you guys remember that wick where they pinned it and on the 5 minutes and it came down, we were part of this hourly candle coming down. And you see when it came down for the last 2 hours, it met right here and it just stopped, consolidated. Then we broke down 2 a.m. This is pre-London. Here's London. 3 a.m. London's low, came back up with a nice big bullish candle at 4 a.m. Again, we consolidated. Big volume came in at 7 a.m. Then we made today's lowest point of the day again right there at 8 a.m. So see the lowest point of the day and see these hourly bodies, how they're very even. Draw a green zone in there. Now you've found where your hourly support is right there. You see what I'm doing? See how it came in and back up, came in, back up. So that's a double bottom, okay? Right at the lowest point of the day. It came down, right there's the neckline, came back down, double bottom, and there's the traditional candle with the second leg, 9 a.m., perfect timing, and had that big bullish breakout, right? So stretch that green box into the future. Okay, it's an hourly support. Okay, it's not as strong as this one down here because this is a daily one, but there's your hourly support. Okay, so let's follow this. This is a structural candle today at 9 a.m. Why? Look at the size of it. Okay, it's 2, 3, 4 times bigger than all of these other candles. It did close above this previous structure, so that's a structural candle. First thing I do with this, when I figure out a structural candle on any time frame, whether it's a daily, hourly, 5 minute, 1 minute, I grab my Fibonacci tool from the opening price, drag it up to the closing price, figure out exactly where it's 50%. It's right there. Look at 50%. It's right at where these hourly bodies are closing and opening right now, right there. So I use a white line on hourly, okay? So I use a white line on hourly. So I know purple, when I see it on my chart, is a high or low a day. Any yellow lines are daily points of interest. Any white lines are hourly points of interest, okay? I do that for myself. No particular reason. It's just how I've been doing it since I started doing this a long time ago. So I like to color coordinate everything. It makes more sense to me on the lower time frames when it gets to these colors. I know what they're representing. Okay, so I'm not done there. I just figured out 50%. I want to figure out the bullish point of control. The bullish point of control is basically the golden zone on the Fibonacci. It's your 618, including the 0.5 and including the 382. So it's this zone right here, right there. You're finding the bullish point of control, that specific area right there called the golden zone. Okay, so you see once we find it, you establish it on the 9 a.m. candle because it opened and it closed. You have enough information to conclude that that's a structural candle. You don't need to sit and guess and understand why it is or it isn't. Just understand. Look at the size of it compared to all of these other candles, and it also confirmed the job by closing above these 2 candles right here. Do you guys all understand that? Because if you understand this, then that's it. My job is done as an educator. You guys can continue to go on your own and learn this on yourselves, okay? Why you only choose this candle icon, I'm explaining it right now. Look at the size of it. Icon, I'm speaking to you specifically because you're the one that's asking me why to choose this candle. Do you see that the size of it is like, look at the size of this one. Okay, look at the size of this one. Look at the size of that one, this 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 one. Does this one just stick out to you? Obviously, it is much bigger than all of these other candles inside here. Look, I'll even highlight it for you. Right there. You see all of those other candles. There's a shit ton of them to choose from. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 candles. That's 18 hours of trading. And you see this big blue one? Is it much larger than all of these other ones? Okay. If you don't understand that, guys, then, then it's my fault as an educator explaining this. Okay. It is obviously 2 to 3 times bigger than those. And then another clue is it closed above this highest position right here. See right here where I have a red box to that? See how it closed above it? So it confirmed that the volume is there. It confirmed that it closed above here. It didn't just come up here and be a lower high or an equal high and then push back down. It engulfed those sellers right there. It caused them to go and draw down. It closed above them, okay? So that's what I call a structural candle. And this is where you can now base 50% and a point of control box off of, okay? And then once you establish it, you stretch it into the future, okay? And then now we can follow 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It continued opening up bullish, and went up, created a new high. That's the highest point of the day. They've rejected it back down. So you see where 9 a.m. closed and 10 a.m. opened? That's a hourly point of interest. See, I'm placing a white line right there, okay? Because I want to know if we continue come up this hour, next hour, when we get to 52,465, we got to know that we haven't had any closing hourly volume above that point yet. There's been an impulse and an impulse, okay? Then the sellers came back down. Follow with me. Came down in the green box and they closed it right at the white line, right at 50%. This hour we just started this call, it opened, it came down, but look, they're equal lows. Look at those two wicks right now, okay? Look at, they are no, it's a higher low, okay? So if I was just to show you, just draw a line right there, okay? Let me just make it here just so you can see it. Okay, you see how it opened, black, 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 but did not take out that low? Okay, so it's still holding positive volume and they're holding it, came back up, and look at it. It's now, it was blue, 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 all the way up to there, lower high, and they're rejecting it back down. So now we're kind of just consolidating in this flag where it's blue, black, blue. We might get another black candle, and we might just consolidate here until something happens. Something happening is we got to continue to move with the trend up. So we got to get blue volume to close above, maybe retest this, and we can break for a new daily high today and continue this uptrend with all of this Wall Street volume, or it's going to come back down, close below here, be a black candle, come down, take out that low, close below here. If that happens, we're going to flip this green zone red, and then the buyers will probably dip by it right to there. And if these sellers are serious, they've inverted this zone, it will be a red zone. They could push it down and sell it back down to the lowest point of the day, which is our hourly support. Then it could come back up there, or it could break if the sellers are strong and we're continuing to push down, okay? So now what I'm going to do is, we've done some hourly analysis. Let's go into the 5 minutes now. Let's figure out what the 5 minutes are doing. Here are the 5 minutes, okay? So we can see now the big move, always 9:30 a.m. Eastern is always going to be a big move. That's Wall Street market open. You can see it came down, held support, continued push up, push up. It made the highest point of the day right there at 10:05. And then since then, it's been coming right down, right into our point of control there. And it's been coming back up. But you see now the 5 minute candles are not closing above the yellow line. Impulse, push back down, testing it, coming down. So as a 5 minute trader, I use my yellow line as the daily point of interest. I can bring it down to those bodies and I draw a red zone like that. So you can see where now the 5 minute resistance is being established. I can see it was cutting that black candle in half and it's already retested it, came down, came in. That candle should have technically closed above. And we could have maybe made our way back up to the white line. That's the hourly. Look how the hourly, now look at how the white line cuts that perfect black candle in half by itself, right? If I didn't have this white line there, I would have cut that black candle in half. Look at, if you go to the opening price, to the closing, the white line is exactly 50%. Trading volume is very psychological, okay? I want to make that clear to everybody. It's very psychological, okay? Just like you and I, very psychological. If we're making a transaction, if I'm selling a coffee, a medium coffee, and today it's $2, but then tomorrow it's $4, right? That's a big fluctuation in price, $2 and $4. Where's the meeting ground for you and I as a buyer and seller? It would be right at 50%. 2 plus 4 is 6. Divide it, cut it in half is $3. So $3 would be fair for me selling the coffee. I make $1, and it's fair for you as a buyer. You save $1. You get $3. So it's just like if gas goes, it's $2 a liter today, and then tomorrow it's $4 a liter. $4 if you pay is at the highest end, right? But where's the meeting? Where can we meet in the middle? $3 per liter, okay? We're still paying higher, but we're not paying as high. So the markets work like this too. It's an auction. That's where most of the orders are accumulating, in that little sweet area called fair value, okay? Fair price value, fair value price, fair value gaps. Do you guys understand? That's the fair price for a buyer and a seller, where they can both transact, shake hands, and move forward, right? Without, where it's fair for both parties and you're not cheating one party. That's where most of the orders are pending in these markets, okay? So now we see it's coming back up. So we got to look for a closing blue candle above here, or to create a new higher high, because I see that wick, and right now it's still lower highs, okay? So this is how now we're watching US30, trading right in here. Also, at the highest point of the day, you can see purple line into those bodies right there. You've got the highest point of the day. It's already established. So that could potentially, if we come, like it came up, came back down, here's the neckline, the green hourly point of control. Let's say, for example, we continue to come all the way back up. It could be a lower high at that white line and go back down. It could come all the way into there, and then there's your double top M at the highest point of the day. It's exactly like yesterday's Dow trade, like coming in there, and maybe it could go down, or it breaks for a new high, and then we got to watch for liquidity grab. Maybe they spike the liquidity, they fake it out, and it's got a wick coming down, then we sell that move down. If it goes up there, creates the new daily high and closes above there, then we flip the red zone green, and then all of the orders might shift up there, and then hold it, and we're buying for a new daily high, okay? Now, let's continue just watching right here. Okay, so you guys tell me, did this blue candle technically close above the red box? I don't know if you can see it. If I zoom in, did it close above there? Yes. Okay, so look at what I'm doing. It confirmed to me that volume closed above the red zone. So right now I'm just flipping it green. Okay, and you see how it just retested, opened, and it's filling the previous wick, and it's trying to see if it can fill that impulse wick right here. So if you're in a buy, it's trying to fill that wick and create a new high, okay? It might get rejected. It could get rejected right now, and then it will be a lower high. Or it could get rejected right at the red line. It will be an equal high. See how it got rejected right below it? Okay, so you see it's a lower high, and now it's coming down black. You see that, guys? The buyers of that candle was blue, 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 but did not finish the job to fill that wick. Look how it's a lower high. So I'm very, very technical. Like that's not even 3 pips, like it's very technical, and it's lower high now. So there's sellers here protecting this, now pushing it down. As we're pushing down now, we're coming down into that green zone. So now we got to see if the buyers will continue to support this move and pick up this volume and come back up with a blue, blue, blue candle and get up there. Because if not, this could be another impulse fake out and come back down, right? So let's watch this, how this candle closes. But does that make sense? That candle did close above. It did reject off of it right away. That yellow line, it had a wick, and it was a blue candle coming up right away. But you see how it did not continue to do its job, okay? So now we got to watch. Now it's coming down, but now it's coming down into that green zone. So now it's picking up some buyers. It's picking up some pending orders in here. But we'll see, can the buyers bring this back up, or is it actual real sellers offering and pushing, bypassing this, and maybe close it down here? Then we're going to drop down a little lower. Then maybe we can look for a sell candle, okay? And when we do this on Friday, I'll be doing it on 1 minute. So you're going to learn a lot faster. Like it takes 5 minutes for this candle to close. But if I was showing you it on the 1 minute, here it is. Like you can see, look on the 1 minute right here. Here was the 1 minute candle, 11:39. Remember, this was the closing of the 5 minute candle, came up, created a high, and closed with the volume. Now we open a new 5 minute candle. It's 11:40. See how it retested right away and continued opening and filling the wick. And look at the 1 minute candle. There's a clue right there on the 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? Study your 1 minute. Look at it. Bruce, I know you're here, bro, and I know you love US30. Look at it. Look at this. Ask yourself, look at that big, strong candle. Forget it's a 1 minute candle, okay? Just think of it as a candle. This could be a daily candle. It could be a 4-hour candle. It could be an hourly candle, a 15-minute candle, a 5-minute candle, a 1 minute candle. Look, guys, pay attention to this, please. If anyone wants to learn, this is where you pay attention, okay? I see some of you guys are asking me, Ron, let's do gold, let's do gold. You guys are not focused right now. Look at right here. This could be a life-changing event for you if you learn this right now, what I'm doing, okay? You see how that candle closed at the highest point with no wick, okay? Ask yourself, how did this next candle not open blue and just continue riding that momentum? Look at how it just opened bearish ignited right here at this exact point. And look at then follow it. Look at when it came down, right here. I would have cut that candle in half and looked for a wick at 50%. Not there. It came down. When it got down to the opening price, I would have looked for a wick right there. It's not there. It continued to go below here. Look at the sellers, how strong they are. Come all the way down to the next candle opening price right there. Look at where the wick is. And then the buyers brought it up and closed it right there. That's a big bearish, ignited, engulfed candle. Statement candle where the seller said, no way, you are not moving any higher than this. Okay, that's a clue. So if I was trading the 1 minutes, as soon as this candle opened blue and broke right there, I potentially would have been selling that 1 minute candle, maybe that, and got my pips and got out, pipped and dipped out of the market. I'm not saying I did, but that's normally what I look for. One candle right there is 10, 11 pips. If you get two bodies, you're at 20, 25 pips. That's what you're looking for in a scalp. I'm not looking for 50 pips. I'm not looking for 100. I'm not looking for 200. 10, 15, 20 pips, pip and dip. Okay, but you got to pick up on these clues. And look at it. It's a double top on the 1 minutes where that happened. Here it came up. There's the neckline. There's the double top with that. And look at how it came down to the support. And now the 1 minutes are bringing it right back up. So you got a double bottom. And now we're consolidating where it's going up, down, back up. And when we go to the 5 minutes, I'll show you exactly. This is how we're barcoding on the 5 minutes. This is the range we're in, where it just went down, back up, down, and now we're coming right back up. Okay, so let's watch again this 5 minute candle closing. Look at the 5 minute candle. Oh, look, it came down, closed. Look how it opened right at the green zone with a bullish ignited candle coming all the way back up. So this candle is closing in 4 minutes. Okay, this is an impulse. It's impulsively now coming up with the bigger buyers at the bottom of the green zone. See, the 5 minute candle is still moving a lot of time. If I was watching the 1 minutes, it's a 1 minute candle right here. Look, it's going to close right now. Oh man, that's why I can't wait for Friday to do the 1 minutes. It's going to be really, really fun. Do you guys understand? I need you guys all on this call to understand what happened right here. This took me a long time to learn. No one taught me this. I was just physically watching 1 minute candles for half of my life to figure this out. So what I'm teaching you right there, guys, is self-taught price action. And no one is even saying thank you to me wasting half of my life studying these candles and learning that. Those are the clues in the market you need to know to make money, okay? Whether you believe me or not, some of you guys in a couple of years are going to say, Ron, I know what you're talking about now. Thank you for that. Others of you are just worried about whether gold is a buy or sell signal right now, and you're not really focused. I know you're not ready to learn how to trade for the rest of your life. You're just here to play games, which is fine. I don't care. Like, we're here to teach everybody. But for those, I'm here to really teach those generational traders that want to teach this to their kids and have financial freedom for the rest of your life and your kids' lives. This is what I'm teaching my kids right now. When I'm teaching my kids, I'm teaching them that pattern right there. So they know that. It's just something very psychological about that. You need to ask yourself, how did the market just stop moving? How? Like, that's what I always say. Look how strong that candle. It closed with no wick. Ask yourself, how did this candle just not open with that a little bit of blue volume and just fill that wick to continue to make a new higher high? Because if it did that, it would change the entire algorithm. It would change the entire order book. It would change everything. It will change all of the pending orders. It would change all of the offers above us. They could get canceled and be placed higher. It could change all of the pending orders below us. They could get canceled and come higher. And then it could start a new trend moving, right? But the market makers, they design the market. They control it. Whether you want to believe that or not, okay, if it's your first time hearing that, then maybe it's news to you. But the market makers control the volume. You and I are just trading their game. So we've got to understand how to play their game. And it takes years and years and years to understand it, okay? But look, it's still continuing to move for a higher high, okay? So at that point, they pushed it down. They tried to push it down, but look at the buyers here, saved it. Look at those bodies right there, okay? So now we've got a nice push, creating a new higher high, okay? So if you look on those 1 minutes, they continued to build. As they came down, they tried to sell it, but those buyers right there, they saved it. They're bringing it right back up. So our next move now is to get up to that hourly resistance right here at 465. I like to always check my spreads before I'm trading. Okay, I know I always have a fixed 1.2 with US30 and a fixed 0.8 with NASDAQ. I know my gold spread fluctuates. 0.5 is a good condition to be trading if you're trading gold. Okay, I will get to gold, guys. I know some of you guys have ants in your pants. We'll get to gold. Also, I just want to get to right over here, just some news, if we have anything. Iran governor of Bushehr, no explosion or fire occurred at the Karg Island. The fire seen in the satellite images are due to flaring. Okay, Trump is not speaking right now. And guys, if you need signals, okay, I see some of you guys are also signal traders, chart ideas, don't want to learn, but that's fine. But we also offer signals, okay? So right over here was a NASDAQ. Here was what we were looking for. NASDAQ at this point, looking for buys above 29,100. So you can see it's moving 50 points. And also gold. A lot of you guys want gold signals. Dave is all day providing gold signals, okay? So you can see right here how we were looking, where it moved up. We're looking for that pullback coming back down. And there's the re-entry moving back up, okay? So hopefully you guys, if you want signals, I know maybe you have a busy life and need some signals, some help, some notifications. We also offer those as well, okay? So now again, did the blue candle close above that resistance? Yes. So now it's retesting it like support. This was yesterday's trade where I showed you, if we close with some volume above or below, it can change the static line. Here it was resistance, that little bit of blue volume. Now you see how the red line is holding as support right now, okay? But it's not breaking that wick yet to create that new high, but it is technically holding as support right now. Now it's this doji candle that's having a hard time breaking that high right there, okay? It's potentially gonna break it. And then if we do, remember, candle has a job to do. It's gotta backfill that wick right there before it gets up to that hourly resistance. And that hourly resistance is cutting that big bar in half, and that's where most of the offers are on this chart, okay? I don't even need to look at an order book. I don't even need to look at a depth of market to understand that, okay? Because I understand price action. So now, like the price is up here. So do I want to buy right here? I could, but it would be better if it scales back and comes back into this green zone, okay? So I'm gonna put like a signal in here. If it comes back in here, maybe I'll entertain a buy back in that flag. Buying on a pullback with more pending orders, maybe pending in there currently right now. Guys, leave a like on YouTube if you like learning about price action, okay? If you like that, this is the channel to subscribe to. This is what I do, okay? I can't speak for others or other mentors or other coaches or other YouTube channels or other traders. This is what I learned, and this is how I learned about trading. Then, after I learned price action, I didn't know anything about risk management. That's when I lost all of my money because I was leveraging too much, betting too much. I was gambling. I was younger. I didn't know what was going on. And then as I got more mature and got sick of losing money, I started to learn that this is also a game of risk management, okay? So I also have rules on how much I risk per day, per trade. I have losing days just like you, and I have winning days just like you. But I can control my losing days, and my winning days are bigger than my losing days. And that's how I can stay consistent and keep growing my account even with having losing days. That's what a lot of traders today are not understanding. Their losing days are too big and their winning days are too small. And their losing days are overcoming their bigger days, and they're blowing up accounts, losing all of their capital or losing their funded accounts and shit like that. So trading is not just about price action. It's not just trading about learning about an open, high, low, close and a candle. It's also learning risk management. It's also learning discipline. We had a trader yesterday in our Discord up 3.5% on the day. Okay, I'm not lying to you. He personally messaged me, said, Ron, I am up 3.5% and I cannot get out of the markets. Please help me. I had to have a 30-minute Discord conversation with this gentleman to get him to close his Discord and close his account because he wanted to continue to trade and was potentially going to lose it all. So I had to have a 30-minute talk with him. This is a grown man, older than me, right? But it's just that mindset, that casino where you can't stop and then you end up giving it back. So I had to get him out of the markets. Thankfully, we did. And today he's taking a day off to review his amazing trading day and then come back again. Because I don't want him to give it all back because I know how demoralizing that is and how hard it is to come back. Justin, welcome. Thanks for joining. Okay, and also guys, if you want to use your Fibonacci, like here was this lowest wick to this highest point, and then if you want to see like retracements, you can grab your Fibonacci tool, go from this wick right here at 855, drag your Fibonacci tool to the highest point right there. The first pullback should be 23.5. See how I have 78.6? So I know that I need to hit the reverse function right here. Okay, so I hit the reverse. Now I have my first right there, 23. So I can see, look at the retracement. If you guys didn't know how to do top-down analysis like me, okay, that's fine. Maybe you don't know how to, but you know how to use a fib retracement tool. That was the lowest point right here. You could have grabbed your fib retracement, dragged it all the way up to that highest point and see how it's coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. Look at where the most of the consolidation was, exactly at 0.5 of the Fibonacci tool, okay? And then there's your 618, 382, right in there, okay? We're trading now, it's coming right back up to that 23.6, okay? So do you guys see how you can use a Fibonacci retracement to help you with learning how to buy pullbacks, right? This is what we call the golden zone. Anywhere in between. 618 is the optimal location down here. Okay, if it even comes deeper, 78.6, you're getting a deep retracement. That's a deep discount right above where these buyers bought in initially that started that big run, okay? But the most high probable pullback is right in there, okay? So that's how you utilize a Fibonacci tool. And you don't need to sign up on $1,000 courses to teach you how to use a Fibonacci tool, okay? It's very straightforward. You just got to understand what those ratios represent and what retracements are, how you're getting a discounted price. Emmanuel, good morning. Thank you for joining, boss. Okay, I'll do gold really fast, top down on gold, because I know some of you guys are here for gold and we don't get a lot of love for US30. So let's do gold really fast, top down analysis, okay? I'm gonna go quicker. So hopefully some of you guys understand what I do here and you're paying attention. If it's your first day or first week, relax, okay? Okay, we just came from, go for a trip to Jamaica. The Jamaicans will teach you how to be relaxed, okay? Maybe some of you guys have never been to Jamaica and you need to go there. And the Jamaican people will teach you all about how to relax, okay? Because if you come to Jamaica all stressed out, they'll give you some form of medication to help you out there. And it's really good medication. Okay, so you see I'm figuring out some points of interest, all-time high trend line. Look at where we might be getting to the all-time high trend line very soon today. Okay, we got a nice zone of support on the daily down there. Look at here. Here's our big neckline right there, okay? We're there, 4,175. We have a couple wicks and bodies right above that, right there. There's my red zone. Okay, so look at, does that, on gold on the daily, does that not look like a beautiful double bottom? Does that not look like a textbook double bottom? Look, come down, one bottom, there's your neckline. There it is, second bottom. No liquidity grab, so it's not an A+. It would be better if there was a liquidity grab, then it closed above, then definitely we could break out of this, no problem. So there's your W, okay? It could do exactly what it did here. Impulse and then come back down. We could be closing today or tomorrow above there and be breaking the all-time high trend line as well, okay? Look, we haven't broke the trend line. It came up right there back in March, rejected back down. We came back in and touched it right there in May, rejected back down. So now we're coming back up, but now we're coming back up with two bottoms, okay? So very strong on the daily, no doubt about that, but it's still in a downtrend, okay? Let's follow now. What happens if we do impulsively break out? Well, first thing is you got to fill that wick right there on July 6th. Mark it up on your charts. Look at the number, 4,200, okay? And then if it goes above there, you got that wick to fill. You could even go 50% of the body, right? If you want to go right to 50% of the body, because if it fills that wick, it's going to travel right into that body right there on June 18. Okay, so let's just go real quick and analyze yesterday. Yesterday, very strong day. We opened, look at the pullback. Did the sellers do their job yesterday? No, the buyers stepped in, higher low. They did their job. They filled up that wick. They also closed above this structure right here. Perfect. Okay, so that's a strong, strong candle. It engulfed and closed above. Look at the opening price today. Did anybody observe that today's opening price is a bullish ignited candle, just like a strong 1-minute candle, a strong 5-minute candle? Even daily candles can be strong ignited candles. So it carried off of that momentum where they just push it down at the end of the day for a little bit. And then look how it opened, bullish. Did their job, filling that wick, and it's continuing, go. Here's a point of interest, 4,125 right here. Did they get above that? Hell yeah, they did. Okay, they filled up all those wicks. They got up. Now, look at where we're traveling into. Still got to fill this wick right there, and we're right there. So far, and you notice the lowest point of the day, that is a purple line. Okay, that is our lowest point of the day. It's in fact our opening and lowest point of the day. So I'll even write this here so it's not confusing. This is our opening price, opening and slash our low of the day. But there's no wick there. Okay, so this is our our opening and our low. So this is the opening and lowest price of the day. There's no wick. Okay, so some candles do not have wicks. It's not always, when you look at Google and you look at a candle, it will always show you that they have a wick above and below, but that's not in fact true. Okay, explain to me why this candle has no wick. Okay, so some candles do not have wicks. That is the opening price and the lowest point of the day, okay? And you see how strong it is. And now we have a highest point right here, right below our red zone, okay? So far, this candle is closing in 5 minutes. It could definitely continue to go right through there, okay? So now for us, like trading this afternoon, if it comes back down, come back down. Maybe it might not revisit this yellow line. Maybe here, I've got a wick inside somewhere around here, okay? And then there's another wick. So I got 3, 4 touches of wicks like right here. There's a wick, and a wick. So I draw a yellow line there. Okay, because if it comes down, if it comes all the way down there, maybe right there. See where that wick was resistance, that wick was resistance, that wick was resistance. Now we've got volume above. That might be coming a supporting level at 4,135. It could come all the way down there, and maybe I look to buy to bring it back up, okay? So I'm just looking for some potential areas where I could be looking for buys. So I'll add an alert there, okay? I'll create it, and you'll see a clock, yellow clock will be created right here at this yellow line around approximately 4,135, okay? So it's very bullish. There's your W on the daily, and you guys know that it could be a fake out here too. How many times have we seen a 5-minute double bottom where it tries to break out, then it closes back in, and then we're dropping back down, right? It could happen on the daily as well. Donald Trump is speaking today at 3 p.m., okay? Look at the setup, right? Going into Donald Trump speaking at 3 p.m., right at the market close. Remember what we were talking about, how things are timed perfectly? The volume gets there perfectly for a big announcement. It happens, okay? Not always, but it does happen, okay? What happens if the big smart guys were buying the second bottom of gold and now they're going to escalate war and gold breaks out of here? Would that not make sense? Okay? I'm not saying that Donald Trump is corrupt. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm saying that politicians are corrupt. Maybe I'm saying government officials are all corrupt. Maybe I'm saying that market makers are corrupt. Maybe I'm saying all of that shit are fucking corrupt. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But to me, when I know what's going on, maybe it will make sense to you too, okay? And for you guys that want to stick up for your government, your politicians, and good luck to you, okay? Your tax dollars are not doing anything for you. They're doing good for the elites, nothing for you. Okay, so we're in this nice move, pushing back up. If you want to do a parallel channel now, you can utilize like TradingView's got any trading platform has some really nice tools. You can see we're in this parallel channel, continuing to push up right now. Okay, so when it comes to the bottom of the channel, you see nice wicks getting rejected. When it comes, it breaks out of the channel, it's an impulse. The dotted line is really nice, because the dotted line is exactly the psychological 50% of this parallel channel. So we're still staying above it, okay? So right now, it is moving back up, okay? So we have to pay attention, like right around this white line, whether it will be a lower high to pull back down, right? I'm waiting down here to potentially get a pullback buy. If you want to continue to buy, yes, you can. You're still buying with the trend, but it could fizzle off right here or here, because that's where the double top is, and that's the highest point of the day. So it could easily fizzle off and come back down. Notice how this candle is opening, bearish ignited. Okay, look at, here could be our clue. Here could be our clue coming in right now. Look at how it just closed above that previous high wick. It's a hammer candle. This was a very bearish candle, black coming down there. They picked it right back up, flipped it, and closed it. Look, with no wick. That is a technical hammer candle. It's not a pin bar. That's a hammer. It's got no wick to the top. Look at how this next candle just opened black, ignited. Did not allow it to break, come down. Now they picked up a higher low and could flip this candle blue and continue to drive. There's the blue flip. Now it's going to continue to drive. There's no volume like nothing between here from this red line to the white line. So this is where it could fill all the way right back up to that white line with no traffic. This is when we say there's no traffic in between here. Okay, we don't have any candles going black, blue, like consolidation. It's just a clean move. I love finding these clean moves in the markets, okay? Because I know that that's a fill, right? From the red line to the white line, it's a 21.5 pip fill right there. So when you're scalping, again, these are the clues you need to look for. How that candle had no wick, where it came down, it was black, ignited, came down. But look at how the buyers brought it right back up and they flipped it. And then it's blue, just shy of that white line. And then now they're bringing it back down, okay? That's a fast scalp. If you like to scalp candles quickly, and that's all you're looking for, is basically that fill from that red line to basically that white line. No more, no less, right there, okay? This is where you have to understand discipline if you want to learn scalping. I'm going to teach you guys 1 minute on Friday. So you have to have that mentality if you want to learn 1 minute scalping. Otherwise, forget about 1 minute scalping. Okay. Okay. And we got gold. Guys, we just did gold. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we were on gold on the daily. Let's move to the hourly. Okay, so gold is on an uptrend. Look at the hour. Okay, it started right there, moved up higher high. Right there, you got good hourly pivot right there. Draw a white line there. Look at the number, 3,999.39. Okay, so right at that psychological 4,000. We came back up, pivot right there. There's another hourly support right at 4,050. Notice how the same psychological numbers are repeating themselves over and over. Right there, 4,050. Now we move back up. Look at this pullback right there. There's the double bottom right at 4,105, right at 4,100, okay? It's an online auction, right? Look at there. Okay, so you see there's hourly support still holding. We had a big, massive bullish candle at 9 a.m. That is a structural hourly candle on gold. So the same thing, that structure. Remember, look at this, look at the size of these ones. That one is 2, 3, 4 times bigger than all of these other ones. It closed above all of the previous structure. That's a structural candle. That's a candle. You grab your Fibonacci. It's a bullish ignited right there. Bring it to the close. Figure out 50%. Notice I'm going to have a lot of lines in between these yellow lines because that's where that zone is. I'll erase them after because there's going to be a lot of lines here. But there's the cutting that hourly candle in half. It's in between those two yellow lines, and the zone. The 618382 zone is right there. There's your point of control of that big hourly candle at 9 a.m. this morning. Have we retraced back into it? Okay, we have not, right? So anywhere at that yellow line, this white line, this yellow line, if you like, place an alert in there. I'm going to place it right at the white line. If gold retraces back into here, that could be a viable area to buy gold right around 4,135, 4,133 to 4,130, right in that green zone. You see, it moved up and we haven't came back down into this. If we do come back into this, it could bounce and do something like this, right? If it closes below it, it's red and then we're dropping back down. This is a good zone to trade off of, okay? But you gotta wait for it. It's not there yet. It has not come down here, okay? So let's continue following this volume, okay? It closed on the hourly right here. Sorry, wrong line. I need this one. It closed right here. It opened, came back up, came back down, closed right there. Look at how the hourly volume consolidated. A Tetris piece, flag, blue, black, continuum blue. We came all the way up. There's our daily high, okay? And then now it just got closed. And now they're starting with a bearish, ignited black candle coming down. The first 10 minutes right now, it's coming down. So it could come down, hold, maybe it's black, trading in here, blue, black, blue, black. If it comes down black, black, black and engulf this, then it's going to be black coming back down to the green zone. We could sell it from here to the green zone, but when it comes in the green zone, we have to know, we got to stay in our lane. Like you can't continue to hold that sell and not understand that this zone could be waiting from earlier this morning of buyers. How many times has it happened to me in these calls where I've taken a sell right into that zone and I close my trade and then it bounces off and goes back up, okay? This is how it looks on the hourly, okay? So you got to understand. The only thing is if you're holding that and it just cuts right through, sometimes it does that, where you're in a sell and, okay, you're in a sell and then it comes here, then it stops and it bounces. That's a clue that it's going to move back up, okay? There's other times where it just comes down black and it's like an elevator coming and it cuts right through here, like a knife and butter. It just cuts right through it, right? And closes below. Then that's telling you the conviction of that candle. The sellers are serious. They bypassed that. They accumulated all of those pending buy orders, but they overtook them, okay? There's more offers than there is pending orders. Those buyers tried to get in there, but then it broke right through, it closed below. Then that's why I invert that, and then I could continue to sell down with that. Then I'm not entertaining a buy, but that's a potential area where there's a lot of orders pending, buy orders and sell orders. But if I'm going with probability, the higher probability is it's a buying zone following this buying candle, okay? But not always guaranteed. I want to make that clear to everybody, because that's where a lot of you guys think everything is guaranteed. If it comes in, you've been waiting. Let's say I had someone tell me the other day, Ron, I was waiting 8 hours, half of my day I was waiting, and it came into the zone. I took a buy and I lost. And I said, okay, I understand. It's just because you've been waiting 8 hours doesn't mean that just you put some time in waiting that you're going to always make money in these markets and these zones are 100%. No. But I asked him, did you watch what was going on in there? He goes, no, I had a pending order. When it came down there 8 hours, it filled me and I was looking for the buy, but it bypassed exactly what I'm saying. He had a pending order, wasn't watching, he didn't have an alert set to notify him. Just when it came down there, it picked him up, got him in a buy, and it was on news where it came right through here, and it was at a specific time of the markets at Wall Street when it opened up and picked him up and closed below and then came after his stop loss. And then he said to me, well, Ron, I was waiting 8 hours. I thought I'm supposed to, the buyers are waiting there. So it does not always happen like that. If that was the case, I would be the first one to tell you guys. You got to exercise caution at these levels. We're just identifying high probable trading setups. We're not trading guaranteed setups. Okay, so this is gold right now. Notice at the highest point of the day, okay, there's some structure that's already been established here now. Gold is moving rather nicely, okay? It's not really choppy. It's like moving nicely, okay? So I'm not saying anything about gold's volume. No, like yesterday was really, really difficult. Today it's opened up. It's trading nicely actually on the 5 minutes, okay? So let's see if it can come down here and hold a little bit of support. down in here. Maybe we can buy here, but remember, bigger buying areas in here. I've got a yellow daily point of interest. I got the hourly point of interest. We haven't came in here. So what I'm saying, guys, is yeah, it could bounce right here and be a buy. Yes, but the better one could be inside here, okay? And that's what we kind of got to wait for. Okay, and then going back to US30, trading right in here. So you see, it came and tapped that white line. Exactly, it came back up and closed, and now we're coming down. Okay, so that's, did I not say to you guys, the white line is where we're potentially going to have our sellers? And it is, in fact, true. The sellers are there at the white line, came back up, lower high, and they're pushing it down. Why? Because this is not just a 5-minute level. Okay, it's an hourly point of interest, and it's also cutting this candle in half that really took this trend down. Okay. And then if you want to add your indicators now, notice how we've just done charting, price action, a few zones and things like that. We don't have any indicators on our chart. Now, if you want to add an indicator, I use the 9 and the 200 EMA. This green line is the 9 EMA. You can see the 5-minute candles are above it currently, and we could be trading right at it right now. The 200 EMA is all the way here, okay? So it's just bypassed our daily point of interest. It's approaching this is our trend line break, the all-time high trend line break. So remember this orange line that was coming down? We never broke above it. It was impulse other times. Now we got 5-minute volume above it. So if we come back down, we could be utilizing this orange trend line as support now. And it's right at the 200 EMA, right below this zone. So this would be an optimal area to buy US30 if it comes down here as well. And it's right above our opening price. Okay, so the buyers of today, if they want to protect that opening price, does this not make sense? The 200 EMA, the all-time high trend line, and that point of control zone are just above us. This is the optimal area to buy down in here, okay? It's not guaranteed, but it's an optimal area. And then finally, just adding the SST daily bar indicator so we know how the daily volume is moving. There's the opening price. Initially, when we opened up, it was bearish, made the low of the day, came back up. We got this big push out of Wall Street that created the highest point of the day right there, just before I call it 10 a.m. And this leg that came down, came all the way down in here, and then it's coming back up. So our daily candle still has some good daily volume left in it. And we can do the same for gold. Okay, 9 EMA, we are now below it. Okay, and the 200 EMA is, look at where the 200 EMA, I guarantee you this 200 EMA is going to creep up right into this zone as it's coming down. That would be, again, an optimal area to look to buy gold. We've got our point of control on the higher time frame. We've got a daily point of interest. We have our 50% of our hourly point of interest. We've got the 200 EMA that's potentially going to get right in there as well. So when I'm looking for confirmations, I'm getting a lot of confirmations that this is a possible buy zone. And you got to wait to get paid in these markets. Possible buy zone. And then I know I'm buying a pullback also. Okay, and then the daily bar indicator. No, remember, it opened very bullish. That's our opening price, and also the low of the day. And it's got this big blue volume where just the wick of the daily is just this 30-minute trend coming down on these 5-minute candles. So if it can come down into that possible buy zone, we're gonna look maybe potentially for a buy in there and take it back up. If we get it on this call, I don't know if we're going to get it or not. If not, we have to entertain a buy right around here, this red line, where these 5-minute candles have established some support. Kyle, can't tell if US30 is starting to roll over or just a pullback. Let's take a look. Yeah. Okay. So, but what I would do, Kyle, is the hourly has the bigger resistance, right? So let's see if it's going to create like a double top up here. You can go a little bit above the white line, a little bit below, just to give yourself a little buffer, a little zone. And then now that it's coming back up, we'll see if it gets rejected, lower high, or again there, then maybe it's going to be a lower high coming down, okay? But let's see, the buyers are coming right back, bringing it right back. We're still in this parallel channel coming up. So it's still holding strong. And then I think if it can break here, we're definitely going to retest up here, almost at today's high, and see if we'll break out even more bullish, okay? How's everybody doing? Welcome, guys. Not too many viewers today. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe midweek. Maybe everyone's got a day off today on a midweek hump day Wednesday. But to those that are here, the 400 viewers, if you guys can leave us a subscribe, leave us a like on the channel. We do appreciate it. I hope you guys are learning. I know some of you guys are saying, Ron, let's take a trade. Let's get in a trade. Okay, we're going to look for a trade on either gold or US30. I like to educate myself. Like I'm more passionate about teaching others how to trade, learning this skill, doing it for yourselves, as opposed to just, I'm not a channel like a buy and sell channel. I don't, I like if that's all I was doing, I wouldn't be here. Believe me, I wouldn't. I like to live trade and analyze the markets live with you guys. But I believe if you guys learn this, you guys can do this by yourselves anywhere around the world. You wouldn't need me, right? There is other YouTube channels that they just do buy signals and sell signals. You're welcome to join those guys and buy and sell from them. And they're good at what they do, okay? But I like to educate. I like to teach. I like to, the way how I learn, that's the way how I like to teach others. Whether I'm teaching you here on YouTube, if I'm teaching you on a Zoom, if I'm teaching you in person, this is the way I teach it. If I met you in person, I met a lot of Jamaicans. They love trading. Believe me. Every time I go there, every time they see me, they're like, Ron, teach me trading. Right away. Some of them ask me, just give me a buy sell signal right now. They got their mobile open and they're looking for just me to click their button. And I say, I can do that, no problem. But would you not rather you learn how to do this? Because I'm not moving to Jamaica. I'm not going to be here with you guys forever. I'm leaving in a week. And then they're like, yes, you're right. Teach me how to do this. Okay, so now look at what we got going on. It came in, we got a black candle, blue candle, again, lower highs, ignited, bearish candle coming down, okay? So it looks like it could be a 4-bar like M pattern with 4 individual candles where it came up, back down, the blue candle came back up, and this black candle is coming back down like that. So we gotta, maybe close below here, and then we're trading back down to here. And when it comes down here, that's where the buyers could bring it right back up. Okay, so if you're selling, you gotta understand what you're selling into. And if you don't like that, then don't take that sell, because if it breaks down to down there, it's 25 pips, 32.5, and there's 40. And then it could just come down there 20, 30, 40 pips and bounce right out of there and be bullish. So if you're looking to sell, you have to acknowledge that. That's when I always tell everyone, if you got a stop loss, go to a break even. If you're in 20, 30, 40 pips of profit, take some partials, because that's where it could bounce right out of there. You are counter trading this trend, right? Otherwise, don't counter trade it. Wait to buy the pullbacks. That's what you need to decide as a trader. I know how to counter trade myself, but sometimes when I'm going in a counter trade on these calls, a lot of you guys don't understand. And then you guys are thinking it's going to drop and just take out this entire daily bullish volume and drop and be a big reversal. No, you need news for that to happen. You need something crazy. You need Donald Trump to say something to reverse all this bullish volume. It's not just going to happen just by you and I. So like we say, it's best to just trade with the trend. Okay, so I'll clean up some of these red lines. Let me just clean up here. Okay, so you see now we're in a flag right in here now. Gold is also continuing to push down. Okay, so it came down, closed right at the red line, black, 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 came up, closed above the red line, or sorry, the white line, and now we have a black candle coming down. So we don't have a black candle yet officially closing. Maybe this will be the first one. Okay, so we'll see. I'm continuing to watch gold as well, and we're going to flip to US30. Do you guys have any questions about anything? What's going on right now? Like US30 is just trading sideways in here, still in this range. Gold is that close below, okay? So if it comes back up to the white line, what we got to see is if it will continue to be sellers here, okay? I'll draw a little red zone right here. Just a little bit above, a little bit below right there. Okay, and remember, if we come down to this white line, that's hourly support. If we can come down here, that's where those 5 minutes have a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, and that's what caused us to go up to the highest point of the day, okay? So now it's retracing all the way back down. So we're gonna see if there's a little bit of support in here. If you're looking to buy, look at how it's coming in. It's coming in, okay? Big black candle dropping inside here. We stream live every single day. Just hit the subscribe button, hit your notifications, and we're here every day. Okay, 3.5 minutes to go on this candle. US30 is still inside here. Friday should be fun. We're going to go on the 1 minutes. Icon, white lines are hourly point of interest. Correct. Correct. Justin, time on Friday, same time, 11 a.m. Yeah, Trump speaks at 3 p.m. today. I don't know what it's about. Okay, it's here on the schedule. 3 p.m. President Trump speaks right over here. He's due to speak at Wheeler High School in Georgia. I have no idea what he'll be talking about, but like it says here, he speaks frequently on a broad range of subjects. Only speeches that might have direct market impact are listed on the calendar. Okay. Sometimes it might be nothing to do with the markets, right? But a lot of times he goes off script and just talks about anything. Sometimes he gets triggered by a reporter, a question, and then he goes off. So, and then notice the time. It's power hour. It's the last hour of the trading day. So just that hour, as we were explaining earlier, is very volatile because a lot of scalpers scalp that hour. A lot of intraday traders are getting out of their intraday positions, closing for the day, whether they're in profit or losses, because they don't hold overnight positions. And then you have swing traders who are looking to open positions and hold for multiple days as well. Okay, so it's a pretty volatile hour, and then you have Donald Trump speaking on top of that. I would recommend not trading it, but everyone is different. And don't forget too, we've got earnings, tech earnings, Magnificent Seven earnings coming up this week and next week. Today on deck is Tesla and Google. Okay, so if you're trading S&P 500, if you're trading Nasdaq, those definitely will be affected by the earnings reports we have coming in. And we're getting to 12:30, where we're going to get a new 30-minute candle opening in the market in the next 5 seconds. Okay, so gold, we opened initially, came down, higher low, came back up, pushed down, still holding a little bit of blue volume. So we bounced off of that just at the close of that last 30-minute candle, and now we're opening just above it. So and look at the hour too. The hour, look at the hourly candles, how they're bunched up on gold. Oh my goodness. Okay, you got that blue, black. You got the blue candle that hit the high of the day, came back down. They pinned it, right? There's a bearish ignited candle that opened 12 p.m. coming down. So we have a very bearish hourly candle coming in just into, this is that like 5-minute zone that I just showed, but the real possible buy zone is right down in here. Okay. We also just have to mark up this hourly low. What I'm going to do right now, I'm just moving that red line to this hourly low to watch what's happening in here. So look at the hourly. Okay. For us, we're trying to scalp 5-minute candles, but look at the hourly too. It's look at how they're trading. They're basically barcoding. Okay. So this is where it can get a little interesting. Okay. So this red line is that hourly low right there, 1055, just right before we started the call. So we started the call here at 11. Gold has pushed up all the way up there to the highest point of the day. Now it's been retracing all the way right back down. So let's see what they're going to do here. Will it hold this green zone? Will it take out that hourly low, grab a little liquidity in here? Again, this is a better possible buying zone down in here, but I don't know if it will come all the way down there. Okay, so this is what we're watching right now. Sellers are still in control of this leg down. You can see there's consecutive lower lows and lower highs still pushing down. And it's still pushing down, okay? And we've got, excuse me, we've got this 5-minute candle closing in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Tammy, thank you for moderating today's stream. I appreciate it. Guys, shout outs to Tammy. She's in our group here at SST. She's a moderator on YouTube and doing an excellent job. So thank you, Tammy, if you're out there. I appreciate you. NQ got a little crazy. Let's take a look at NQ. We can look at NASDAQ. Remember, NASDAQ has those tech earnings today. So I haven't charted it, but wow, I can see the daily candle. Look at where it opened. It was bearish, bearish, bearish right there. And it's came back up bullish. Wow, it's a bullish pin bar. Ooh, yeah. NASDAQ is very, very volatile, okay? Because due to Tesla and Google's earnings today. So just be careful with that one too as well, guys. Okay, so gold came right down. We got a bullish ignited candle starting right at the open, okay? So it came up. Oh, this is like where maybe it will establish some support here, okay? But see that big rejection come back down? Let's see. It's an inverted hammer. Will it still hold that opening? No, it flipped. So here it is with no wick coming down. Let's see. Now things are going to get interesting on gold because we have this hourly low right here. So it's still holding in here, but that candle did open really bullish, ignited, came up. As soon as it came back up to that white line there, they rejected it back down. Now it's a shooting star. So want to see, will it fill this hourly low wick? Will they grab some liquidity? Will it come in there higher low? Will it consolidate here? This is interesting on gold. This candle just opened and we got 4 minutes to go. Did an Amazon data center get blown up? I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I didn't read that, but I have no idea. Emmanuel, have you ever been taken 2 trades on different instruments at the same time? Yeah, I have. I don't, like I was going to do it yesterday. Sometimes I'm in a gold buy, I'm in a US30 trade, sometimes 3 securities at the same time. I just find it's a lot to concentrate on. So now I just like to focus on one security at a time, but definitely, I've been in multiple securities at the same time. I just find I'm not as focused. So, Manuel, when I'm trading alone, like I'm picking one security. I'm picking like normally Dow Jones, and I'm trading Dow all day. So I'm following it throughout the entire day. It's fresh in my mind. I know what's going on. Because if I start flipping from Dow, go to gold, back to NASDAQ, a different security, then I'm just losing focus. I don't know. That's for me. I need to stay focused. That's how I trade better. But I can multitask, but I just find I'm not at my best when I'm doing that. And plus, I like US30. I like the way how it moves. So it's my favorite security to trade. I don't like paying commissions to brokers, Emmanuel, too. So that's another thing. And it's just, if you're following that one security throughout the entire day, everything is fresh in your mind. Okay, so can gold, is it going to take out that last hourly low right there? So far, it hasn't. We got a spin top. Spin top are these indecision candles. You can see the market is undecided on whether it's going to take out that hourly low. Is it still holding? It's still holding this support with 2 minutes to go. So not always do candles take out lows. This is where it could be establishing a supporting level and preventing it from breaking down. Okay, we could be witnessing the hourly wick being formed a bottom right now. And then see how it came back up? They just whipped it right back down. So again, it's going to be interesting to follow this candle into the close. 90 more seconds to go. It looks like US30 could potentially be breaking out of here, continuing this bull flag breakout. But this is the bigger level. That's the double top of the daily high. And it could get interesting up there. Gold is still holding strong. Could carry this momentum into the next candle. Okay, I'm going to test a buy here. Okay, I've been waiting 60 seconds. I'm going in a buy right now. I want to see if it will continue to hold this zone going into the next bar. I'm testing out a buy on gold for all of you guys that can't hear, but I'm in a buy. The stop loss, do I want to place it that big? I'm not going to place it that big. My stop is going to be, I'm going to look. And keep it below that bullish ignited candle and that wick right there. So my stop will be right there, just about 41.40, just below there, my stop. And I'm looking to see if we can retrace our way back up to this hourly red zone, and maybe if we can break out further, continuing. So I'm in a buy. It's already in a little bit of profit. I liked how it came down, picked up that higher low, didn't take out that hourly, came back up, came back down, refueled itself, and I'm looking for a strong close and maybe to continue on the next candle. So I'm going to buy and seeing what will happen here. Okay, and then I'm just going to measure the top zone from here to go back up. Okay, just to fill that wick is 30 pips, then up to there is 50, and then up there is about 70 pips. Okay, so it's open bullish. We've got a job to do right away. When it's bullish, we want to fill that wick and continue drive. If we can't, it's going to come back down. Then we're testing at least 50% of the candle that I just bought, or potentially the green zone. We've got a bullish ignited candle opening up. So we got a job to do. We fill that wick. Let's see if we can get up to there. That's about 30 pips. I could, if I just want to pip and dip and grab 25, 30, 40 pips, definitely could be working on that. I could reduce my risk, but we're looking to see if we can continue to close with some good volume above here and create a nice bottom and see if we can continue to move. Okay. So I like how that held without breaking right there. So that's our next job, is that wick fill right there. Exactly 4,150. Okay, it gets there. That's 30 pips to fill up to there. We break a little bit, then it's going potentially to travel up to, you guys use those 9 EMAs. The 9 EMA is 40 pips right there. Okay, there we go. Guys, I'm going to go right now to a break even. I'm not doing any risk on this call. I'm at a break even. Up 30, 35, could be even more pumping. I'm at a break even now. Just want to make that clear to everybody. I've just gone down to a break even. I don't need to have any risk in this trade now. For what? If the worst case scenario hits me at break even, I'm okay, because then I know I could potentially get a better buy opportunity down at this zone. Okay, but because I know it could come all the way back down, break this, fill that wick, and drop. I don't want any risk. Nothing. That's a clean trade with zero drawdown. Normally, I would have taken out at this position 80%, but sometimes I do that on these calls. It's too fast, and you guys say, Ron, what are you doing? So I'm leaving the trade open. The only thing I've changed is no risk, break even. I cannot lose any money. So that's about 30 to 40 pips, so up to there. But I really want to see if we can grab our move up there, okay? I will verbally let you guys know as soon as I get taken out at break even, if I do. And got to watch this candle now go into the close. US30 is holding right at this hourly so far, okay? So maybe they're establishing the lower high. I'm going to push this down, preventing it from hitting that highest point of the day up there. So that's how some of you guys utilize that 9 EMA, right? It's acting as resistance. You see how we came basically right up to that 9 EMA, and that's where it got rejected back down. Okay, because we're going against this selling trend right here, but overall it's still bullish trend. But that's why I say it's a better buy zone down in there. I'm just testing this one out. and I'm about to get tapped out. So right there, they got me at break even. Okay, so it's a BE trade right there. Okay, I'm out of it. So I didn't grab my 35 pips up there, and now the trade is closed at BE. Okay, so now I review. I was counter trading the move, was a nice trade right off the hop with zero drawdown, 35 pips, didn't take out any profit. Even if I'm journaling the trade, this is what I'm journaling, and now it's coming back down. So now the maybe aggressive sellers will come back down, fill that wick, and drop it even lower to the better possible, bigger buying zone. Then I know that this one it held, but maybe not as strong. Unless it can consolidate and continue to build here, I could re-enter in another buy, right? But look now it's coming back down. So now they're attacking that wick. And remember where original stop loss was? If I placed it, was down there. So I continue to monitor everything. But I'm out of that trade, guys, with a BE. It was up 35 pips to profit with zero drawdown. And you see, guys, how you leave pips on the table and things like this can happen. But now we're consolidating right in this zone right here. And if I want, I can enter right back in. But every time I enter, again, guys, I'm paying commissions on gold. That's why I like scalping US30. Because if I take multiple positions or go in, I'm not paying any commissions. Mike, awesome. You understood my logic on the taking the trade. You agreed with me. Good move. I closed that 33 pips, pip and dip. Perfect. Mike, I should have done exactly what you just did there, right? But when I'm scalping the markets, that's exactly what I look for. Maybe you guys were learning why I took the buy. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys didn't. But what I saw was when it came down black, you see that wick? It did not take it out, right? And that was the open of a new 30-minute candle. And as it came back up, remember this candle was dancing. It came all the way back up bullish. They slammed it back down. It was an indecision. It was a 50-50 candle. And then as it was building and holding, that's when I went in on the buy. And I was saying, I'm going to follow this momentum on the candle. And then it came back up and closed there. If you guys remember, the next bar opened with that momentum. It was a bullish ignited candle that continued to push up. It did its job. It filled that wick, but it could not fill, to the next. So like it's right at 50% of that black candle, right at that 9 EMA. And that's what's our wall. That's our resistance. And it was up 35 pips. I didn't do anything. Mike pipped and dipped, perfect. And then it came back down, and then I had my break even. That was the trade analysis, okay? Could I have still been in the trade holding with my stop loss still down there? Absolutely. But I decided at that time to take risk off the table. Okay, now we've got a big move happening on US30, okay? So now we might see the elevator coming down. So you see here, this was the daily top established. This is a lower high. So like where a traditional M, there it is coming in. There's your traditional M pattern, and maybe it goes down. Now it's got the lower high right there, okay? And this is considered to be bearish. So if we come down, right? Now we could start to see a leg coming down. So maybe we could look to potentially sell US30. Some of you guys maybe entered on this candle already before it closes in 2 minutes. So if it closes below this zone, right, that could be a nice candle that you could base 50% off a pullback and sell. Okay, we'll see how far down this thing can go. Icon, do I trade on firm account or personal one? Which one will be good for me if you can guide me as a beginner? I personally do not trade right now with a prop firm. I trade all of my own money with Fusion Markets broker. I trade my own money. I just personally do not like rules when trading and things like that. But I'm not saying that. But if you're a beginner, I would definitely use a demo account first. Start off with a demo. Learn that way. If you need to learn real emotions of trading, just deposit little money and just use the smallest sizing possible to get your emotions, learning how to handle drawdown, if you're down a couple dollars, right? You're not panicking, and learn that concept of trading. Prop firms are also good for beginners because they do teach you proper risk management if you do treat them properly, right? A lot of traders these days just buy a prop firm and want to pass it in one trade, over leverage, blow it up. They're buying another one 10 minutes later, blow it up, buying another one 10 minutes later until they pass one. That's not necessarily how you should be doing it, okay? I don't think you're that type of trader doing that, but that's not how you want to learn that. Because if you do that, you're learning bad habits. Then if you ever do advance to a live funded account or you go your own money, you've learned that type of gambling type of trading, and it's hard to overcome. So if you're a beginner, learn how to trade properly right now from day one. Will save you years of headaches and save you a lot of money. But everybody's different. I can't say what to do. Whether you want to do a prop firm or your own money, that's up to you. I prefer, if you're asking me, I prefer trading my own money because I do not have rules. Like, I can trade high impact news if I want to trade high impact news. Some prop firms don't allow you to do that. I have good spreads, good fills when I'm taking a trade, just like right there. I had a good fill. Some prop firms are delayed, will not give you that exact fill that you're looking for, things like that. So I prefer trading my own money. Have I traded prop firms? Yes. Have I been denied a $20,000 payout from a prop firm? Yes. That's another thing why I'm not big on prop firm trading. However, some of you guys are doing really well. We've got Mono in our group who's getting weekly payouts from prop firms every week, and it's fantastic for him. It works for him. He's doing great. But yeah, Icon, should you stick with a demo account as a beginner? Definitely. That's the best advice. I know a lot of traders don't like to hear the word demo, but think about it. You're a beginner. You're learning something new for the first time. If I was doing something for the first time in my life, would I go all in? No, you would probably tell me to use a demo or learn, right? If you're teaching me a skill, Icon, that you do every single day for your life, and you've learned it for your lifetime, and I want to learn it, should I go all in right away? You'd probably tell me, no, slow down. Take your time learning, right? Trading is the same way, especially if you want to do this for years to come, which I hope all of you guys want to do. Trading is not just for a day, a week, a month. You can do this for the rest of your life. It's like, it doesn't matter age. It doesn't matter. You can learn this skill, and you can pick any day to choose. If you want to take a week off and go on vacation, go on vacation. The markets are still there. When you come back, you know you have your skills, how to make money. But you got to learn a lot of rules. Like, I have rules. That scalp, I should have take out 80% up there and save some money. Is it possible for me to learn because you're scared? No, absolutely. Why are you scared to learn? You should be excited right now to learn. You're learning a financial skill. There's nothing to be scared about. As long as you're using a demo account, listen to what I'm saying, Icon. You're using a demo account, you're learning a new skill. You should be excited right now. You're not thinking about losing any money right now because you're in the learning phase. You're learning something right now. Forget about making money. Forget about losing money right now. It's got nothing to do with money right now. Now it's to learn. You got to learn how to do a top-down analysis. You got to learn what these indicators represent. You got to learn what does this black candle represent. You got to learn what is this blue candle. You got to learn what is this wick on a candle. You got to learn why is there high impact news in the markets. Why do markets trend some days and other days they trade sideways? You're in that learning phase. So you should be excited to learn. Nothing to be scared about. The only time if you're ever getting scared is if you're high leveraged and you're in a trade and you're panicking, right? But you should never put yourself in that situation because that's what we teach you here is how to use proper risk management, right? You're not betting your whole account today on a trade. Otherwise, if you were, I would be scared. I would be scared for you if you were doing that. Guys, every time on you guys also on YouTube, when you guys are over leveraging your accounts, I'm scared for you guys. That's why a lot of times when I go into a trade, I go to a break even really fast, is because I have a conscience and I don't want to be in a position where you guys are blowing up accounts. And I shouldn't be worried about that because if you just go on anyone's YouTube channel and you're following what that guy's doing and you're not using your proper, I don't do that. I don't go to someone's YouTube channel and just follow them and go all in on my account. That would be stupidity. But I'm here trading live in front of you guys, so I feel responsible for you guys, even though when you guys are trading stupid and reckless. So a lot of times if I go to a break even, it's to help myself from after the call, knowing that someone blew up their account stupidly. But I don't know what else to say. Okay, now what I gotta say is, look at that low. Is it an equal bottom or tweezer bottom low? Like, it came down black, still equal low with that previous hourly wick, but did not take out that hourly low. So we could be seeing something being built here, and we could potentially go back into a buy if this does not break. Okay, it's still consolidating in here. The first trade was a break even, no win, no loss, just a commission fee. Kyle, that's amazing. Do you mind if I read your comment so everyone can hear? As a 25-year-old whose trading is now my main source of income, I wish I spent the first 2 years learning, risking small demo accounts, etc. Instead of trying to go all in with personal money, education, journaling, backtesting, demo accounts was the best decision I made. So amazing, Kyle. Like, that's the way to go about it, you know? Because think about it. If you're a beginner and you put in all of your money, and you lose it all, which 90% of you are going to do, you're going to lose it all. And then you're going to hate trading. And then you're going to say trading sucks. Trading is a scam. Trading's this, trading's that. But it isn't. Trading can offer you a financial freedom. There's a lot of traders in our group who have now have a steady source of income coming from trading, but they're doing it the proper way. They're not making $1 million. They're not making 100,000 every week. They're making a couple $100 every day, which adds up. Builds your confidence, builds your account. Eventually, when that money starts growing, it's a game of percentages. If you're earning 0.5%, 1% per day, like most of us can do, okay, it's hard when you only have $1,000 account. 1% is nothing, but again, you're in a learning phase. Eventually, what if you have a $10,000 account? 1% now is pretty good. It's $100 a day. Some of you guys might have 50,000, 100,000 of capital. Okay, now 0.5%, 1% is now really serious money. It's $500 to $1,000 a day. Okay, and if there's prop firms that have that type of capital, you can trade. Or some of you guys have that capital in savings accounts, right? But you don't want to just go start your first day. I've had people come up to me and say, Ron, I'm a beginner. I've got $100,000 ready to go in my savings account. Let's go. I'm all in. I'm like, no, you're not. You got to learn first. Rafael, no one earns 0.5% per day. I'm sorry to tell you that I'm then the exception. I can earn 0.5% per day in these financial markets, no problem. And for you to have that mindset to not think that anybody can earn 0.5% per day is pretty ridiculous. 0.5% is nothing. There's traders that can do 2% per day in our group. Emmanuel can earn 0.5% per day. Dennis can earn 0.5% per day. These are guys in our group. So I'm 183% per year. Yeah, do the math. Well, let's do the math together. I want to make sure your math is correct. 0.5% per day. Let's do the math. Okay. I'm a math guy. 0.5. How many trading days is there a year, Rafael? 252 trading days a year? That's 126% per year. So your math is off. It's not 183%. It's actually 126% because I don't trade on Saturdays and Sundays, nor can anybody. Okay, so 0.5% per day, Monday to Friday, 252 trading days a year is 126%. Which is nothing. That's basically about 10% per month. If you as a trader cannot turn an account 10% per month, then, and that's the lowest, that's like minimal levels. 10% per month is not a big deal. It's 2.5% per week. Like that's very conservative. If I tell you guys how much I really can make in trading, no one will believe me. That's why I don't like telling anyone how much money I make, because no one will believe. But very conservative, 0.5% is not much. If you think that's a lot, wow. Then there's other traders that are destroying that. They're making 1, 2, 3% per day. I'm very disciplined. I stop trading after 0.5%. I stop. I can continue trading, earn 1%, try for 2%, try for 10%. I've done that back in the day, but I choose not to now. I'm very disciplined. 0.5% for me is more than enough. But again, I'm a nobody, so I'm not going to sit here and argue with someone on YouTube for no reason. I know how much I can make in these markets. I know how I've been doing this for the past 20 years. I have nothing to prove to you, but I can speak for the snipers in my Discord. I'm a nobody. Don't look at me. What's happening in gold? Yeah, let's get back to trading. Gold is now consolidating. See how the volume has fizzled off with buyers and sellers now? So we've reached a point where now the market is just trading sideways, and we might get now like a nice manipulation move to come to the downside to grab liquidity or go back to the upside, okay? Let's just continue to follow how it's still building, okay? We still technically have not taken out that hourly low at 10.55, and now we've got 2 equal lows on these last 5 minutes. So it's still building in here. And now we're at 1 p.m., new hourly candle. Okay, so it's coming right back up now. Okay, so it's building back up, but we still don't have a blue candle that has technically closed above this white line yet, okay? Everything else, that first trade I took was impulse and then hit me at break even, and then it came back up, impulse right here, but see how it's still just hanging around here, okay? So we're gonna see if it will continue to build back up. Maybe we can continue to buy with this. And Dow is still just hovering around here. Guys, I have about 5-10 more minutes maximum on this call because I have a Zoom call with a sniper I got to get to. That's scheduled at 1:30, but I just want to take a quick little break before I get on that. So hopefully today, guys, you had a good little session. Tomorrow, guys, again, we'll be coming in after Dave. So tomorrow will be same time, 11 a.m. Eastern here. Join us. If you learned something new, hit the like on today's channel. Subscribe to this channel. If you want to learn how to make 0.5% per day by trading, join this channel. I'm sure that a lot of you guys will learn with us, okay? I'm not telling you guys are all going to earn 0.5% per day, but I got to speak facts. I don't lie, okay? I'm being honest. A lot of our snipers in our group, not me, not Dave, not Forex Borex, not Scotty, not Simon, not like, we're not speaking for those guys. We're speaking for everybody. 0.25%, 0.5% can be done by anybody. It's not like it's not a big crazy number. I think what is hard to understand is to say the word every day. That's what it is. I don't think it's the percentage. I think it's saying every day is why people don't believe that. But that's where the discipline comes in. I'm more disciplined than 99% of retail traders. I'm very disciplined. When I hit 0.5%, I'm done. I clock out. I can trade for 20 minutes a day, Wall Street, make 0.5%, and I'm done. I'm out. That's what separates me from someone else. When someone hits 0.5%, they keep trading, and then they want to earn 1%, but then they give it back, and then they go back to 0%. Then they don't stop trading, because I know how psychology works in trading. I've been doing this for 25 years, and then you go into negative. Now you're down negative 0.5. How many of you guys, when you're in drawdown negative, when you were in profit, do you stop trading? Probably 90% of you guys don't. And then you put yourself in further drawdown. Now you've lost capital. Now you got to go through weeks of analyzing what the hell just happened. I don't put myself through that shit anymore. Okay. I've learned that because that sets me back for multiple weeks and months where I could be learning how to continue to trade and make money with those 0.5%. Okay. And I manage my risk. See on that one trade where it went up 35 pips, I took my stop loss to break even. Okay. I do those things. Not a lot of traders do those things. So maybe I'm different from a lot of traders. That's why it's hard to believe. That's fine. Don't believe me. I'm not here to prove anything to you. I'm here to tell you that it can be done. And I hope I inspire you guys to understand that. There might be some hard-headed people that don't understand that because their trading is lacking. Because they can't do it doesn't mean that you can't do it. I'm here to tell you guys you can do it, but you have to have the right proper mindset to do it. Otherwise, stick with that negative mindset and it's going to hurt you in trading. I'm trying to push and elevate you guys. I'm not saying you guys are going to make 10% per day. That's stupid. I don't make 10% per day, nor do I make 5% per day, nor do I make 2% per day every single day. No, I don't. 0.5%, yes. It's not a lot. Justin in our group hits 2 to 3% goal every day. Okay. That's a bigger number, much bigger number than 0.5%, but he can do it. It just shows you guys what's out there in the retail world. Maybe you need to join SST and we can teach you how to do this. But guys, if you're earning 0.1% per day, a 0.25%, 0.5%, 0.75%, 1%, 2%, and you're doing it consistently, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how much money you're making, the consistency of you doing that. And it doesn't matter if you have a demo account and you're doing it. It doesn't matter if you have a $100 real account or you have a $1 million account. You're consistently getting your percentage. You're going to work every day. You're clocking in and you're clocking out and you're getting out. Discipline. And if you don't believe that some traders can do 0.5% per day, then then I don't need to prove anything to you. Our snipers don't need to prove anything to you guys. They see it in their bank accounts. I see it in my bank account, and that's all that matters. Ask my wife. Ask my financial advisor. My wife can tell you. Okay, gold is breaking down. It looks like it wants to take out that low. So if it continues to drop down, remember here, I'm not going to be on the call with you guys, but this area is a possible bigger buying zone. Okay, guys, and there's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for everybody on YouTube if you want to join. I don't even need to check the likes today. I don't think we have the 500 likes to offer someone a free 101 on YouTube to help them. So let me just double check. I'll check for you guys. And just to, no, we only have 198 likes on today's call. So there will be no giveaway for a free 101 for someone on YouTube today. So join us tomorrow again, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see how the markets are moving. Join SST if you guys like. There's a promo code to get started. Lots of education to teach you guys about risk management, to teach you guys about Forex, to teach you guys about types of traders and timeframes. Lots of courses to teach you about price action and candlesticks, support and resistance, technical indicators. Then when you move a little forward, if you want to utilize the trade ideas and everything, there's a guide on how to use our trade ideas and signals. And then lots of boot camps. I think some of you guys need to read this boot camp here. We did 3 days on risk management over here. There's other boot camps on if you want to learn about the psychology of trading. I'm big on psychology of trading. And if you want to learn more about take your trading further with cryptocurrency, for Bitcoin, stock and options, history of gold, there's those. And then if you need 120 plus webinars, long form, these are minimum 2-hour long webinars that we did live every single Wednesday for the first basic 2 to 3 years when we started SST, was Wednesday webinar nights. I would love to get back to these come in September when we go back to Tokyo sessions. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go back and we're going to have new weekly Wednesday webinars, and we can go in and teach all new topics that maybe you guys want to talk about, and we go back into these and we upload them in here. But we have a beginner series. So Icon, I was speaking with you. You're a beginner. This is where I would get started. This webinars are for you. First 10 webinars, this is where I would get started if I was a beginner. You're going to learn the basics of Forex, introduction to TradingView platform, your intro to candlestick characteristics and timeframes. What I talk about, every candlestick has the same characteristics. You're going to learn about the bullish price action family. You're going to learn about the bullish candlestick family, the bearish candlestick family. You're going to learn about importance of bearish and bullish volume. You learn about a trading plan and routine. See how this is what you want to learn from day one. You want to learn trading plan and routine, and then your type of accounts here, Icon, whether you want to trade a demo, a prop firm, or a self-funded account. This is all for you. And then what it takes to be a trader. It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes discipline. It takes a lot of headaches and heartaches. It takes a lot. It puts you through everything, financially, emotionally, mentally, you name it. Trading is one of the hardest things you're ever going to do in your lifetime, and it's not easy. Some people make it look easy, but I guarantee you when they started, it wasn't easy. Okay, so that's where I would start off, Icon. Once you finish those 10 webinars, then you move into the next ones. You go into the intermediate webinars. Start over here, where you're going to move into the next ones, webinar 11 to 30. And then you're going to start right in here. And then your next ones where you're taking it now you're learning. Now that you understand candlesticks, you got a little bit of a routine. You're trading either with a demo account. Now you're putting it into practice. Now you're learning how to locate a support and resistance. Is the market in an uptrend, downtrend? How to establish trend lines, support and resistance, accumulation, distribution, our sniper trap and gap strategy. You're going to learn how to establish supply and demand zones. You're going to learn again, now flag patterns, bullish and bearish flag patterns, continuation chart patterns, all of these things, reversal patterns, how to utilize some indicators now, like a moving average, RSI, Bollinger Bands. What is introduction to 3-bar candlestick patterns I talk about all the time. Those are those Tetris pieces, all types of entries. This is one of my favorite webinars that I ever did. This one will teach you all type of entries. Introduction to 1-minute scalping. We're going to do that on Friday. There's a whole webinar dedicated to that. So there's a lot here. How to place a stop loss, retracement and pullback trading. How many times do we talk about if we're trading the trend or we're counter trading the trend? Okay, so everything that we do on these live calls, it's all there for you in 2-3 hour webinars, but it does take a long time to go through all those things. Don't get me, I understand, but one webinar a week is all it takes, and or review, whatever you guys want to do, okay? So US30 has sold off from that hourly position. It looks like the market is holding that daily high with the lower high, and now we're pushing back down. A nice buying zone to potentially look for on US30 is down here. See now how the 200 EMA is coming back into that hourly zone, but I would be careful trading at 3 p.m. because that's when Donald Trump and Power Hour speaking. That's when that's when news and volatility can bypass all of these zones. That's when you got to understand that too. So this is where you take your trading a little bit more advanced. Just because something will come back down here, you got to also know Donald Trump is speaking at 3 p.m. We have no idea what he could say or how he can move the markets. So you got to be careful too. And with gold, it did break down. So it could come down. Possible buy zone on gold is down into here, okay? And you naturally have to wait for it to come down here, okay? But that's it, guys. I'm out of here. I got to get on this 101 with this other sniper we got. Hope you guys have a great day. Leave us kindly a like, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, for a nice Thursday session. And join Dave as well. Join the team. Join the Discord. There's a 50% off promo that you can join the team. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thanks, everyone. Justin, trading is the hardest, most rewarding thing you will ever do. I believe wholeheartedly in that. Sergio, have a great day. Thanks. Icon, have a look. Browse through the website and you'll find a webinar. You'll find a course that's suited to you, and I'm sure you'll continue to learn. But Icon, just take your time. You know, just learn first, then trade after. Okay. As opposed to trading first, then learning after. Save you a lot of time and money. Okay, guys? Have a good day, guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone on YouTube. And Tammy, thank you so much for moderating. I appreciate you so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.